All right, it's quarantine time. We're staying in Thailand. We're stuck here for, I don't know, a month already. So today I'm going to be talking about a product which was provided by Focus Nordic, and this is the Zeiss Batis 85mm 1.8 lens. And as you know, we tested some 85mm lenses before. At first we had the Sigma. It was too heavy. It didn't fit our run and gun style of shooting, so we needed a smaller lens. Then we got the Sony, but it was just missing a couple of features that this lens has and other lenses does not. So let's talk about that. All right, so as you know, there are only 4 lens options for Sony Alpha cameras, if we talk about 85mm focal lengths, right? So there's the Sony, there's the Sigma, Zeiss Batis, which is this one, and the G Master. And both of them have their own features and whatnot. But this one has some of the features that none of the other lenses have. First of all, it's built like a tank. I feel like I could drop it and there wouldn't be a scratch on it. It's made so well. I mean, Zeiss is known for that. And with that comes weather sealing, which none of the Sony or Sigma counterparts, they don't have that, all right? So it's weather sealing, which means if you're taking a time lapse during the rain or you're shooting lightning or whatever and rain starts dropping on your lens, you should not worry about that at all. The next big feature that none of the other 85mm lenses have is inbuilt optical image stabilization, which means if you're doing handheld shots, it's gonna assist you even further. Of course, being a Zeiss lens, it also means extremely sharp pictures and videos. We compared Sony to Zeiss. The difference wasn't that noticeable. In terms of sharpness, they're almost the same. But it's just those small details which make this lens just a little bit more pleasing to use. Also, this little screen up here shows the focus distance here, and it's so handy. I thought it's just gonna be a gimmick. Sometimes you forget if you twist the focus ring, which is closer, which is further. Sometimes I mix that up still, I don't know why. But this screen really helps, so I quickly glance there and I see it. And it's just so convenient. Plus, the focus ring is really robust. It's really smooth, and it's much better than the Sigma or the Sony lenses. The focus ring on the Sony is pretty loose, so it's really hard to nail focus on tight subjects. But this is extremely smooth, and I shot some time lapses, which I'm gonna show you right now, that was shot with the Zeiss 85mm lens, and I think they turned out pretty great. All right, guys, I know I'm talking too much because this is quarantine and I'm kind of lazy in these days, but let me finally show you some footage that we shot with this. So let's throw this lens on a gimbal, let's do some handheld shots and see what we can get. I think every videographer should own an 85mm lens. The ability that this lens has when you turn it to f1.8 aperture, it just destroys the background, which makes, for example, you have a situation where it doesn't look so good, it doesn't look so pretty, right? Maybe there's some mess or people behind it and you want to film a subject or an interview. You throw this on with 1.8, that background just becomes this smooth and silky piece of art, and it's just so much pleasant to film, especially in slow motion, because when you film in slow motion and you have like a subject with blurred background, it looks way sharper. Because on our Sonys we can't shoot 4K 60, so we do 1080, and 1080p usually looks pretty bad, especially in wide focal lengths. But with the 85mm lens, you can barely tell it apart from 4K because of that isolation with the blur background, and the subject seems super sharp. Plus, if the background is blurred, you can sharpen the subject even more without sharpening the whole scene and details you don't want to sharpen. So I hope that makes sense. but it's really handy. And 85mm, especially if you shoot weddings, I mean, we don't anymore, but product photography, close-ups, when we did the watch macro videos, we shot with the 85. I think it was the Sigma, but I remember it was kind of a hassle because we had it on a tripod with the extension rings, and the Sigma was so heavy that we thought it would just snap off because the rings were plastic, right? And the Sigma was 1.5 kilograms, and this is like 400 grams. It's almost triple less in terms of weight. And because we shoot in this run and gun style, we throw our lenses around, we maybe forget to put on the caps, or we just throw them in. When you're in a situation, for example, when we're climbing a mountain, there's no time to worry about the gear and to put every single lens cap. So yeah, most of the cases, we just throw the lenses in, and that's why we need good build quality. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would suggest definitely checking this lens out, and I think this is the perfect 85mm lens for the Sony camera, and I'll be gladly keeping this. Thank you, Focus Nordic. This is a great lens. I enjoyed using it, and I'm gonna do that so much more. So yeah, I'm in Thailand, lockdown. I wish I could go to the beach or the mountains, but everything is closed already. Okay, enough whining. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope I can provide some more content very soon. And yeah, guys, stay safe, enjoy the quarantine, make some footage, don't make excuses of Corona. Yeah, enjoy the time. Peace out.